The Narcissistic Truths number 5. Every song I send you is bait. The use of music in the narcissistic dynamic between our kind and our victims is common. It appears throughout the various stages of the dynamic, but is used most heavily and also effectively during seduction. This use is an excellent microcosm for our behaviors as a whole. 1. It is used to appeal to your empathic traits, such as love devotee. 2. We use something created by someone else and pass it off as our, speaking for us. 3. We do not feel the emotion conveyed in the song, so we find a conduit, namely the song, to emulate it for us. 4. It is easy to do, thus conserving energy. 5. We can use the same song approach over and over again. Thus, we will use music often in order to lure our victims to us. I have written previously and spoken about the use of music in the seduction, and therefore do not propose to do so once again here. Instead, I will utilize this narcissistic truth to talk to you about the use of bait in seducing you. Everything we do when we look to seduce you is bait. Nothing is done or said just because. Our actions, our gestures, our words, our expressions are all part of this bait, which is designed to draw you to us and ensure that you become ensnared on our dangling hook. Much of this is instinctive. We have an ability to respond in a way which keeps producing bait to attract you. There is calculation, too, as we assess information that we have gathered about you, and determine how would be the best way to lure you in, what would be the most appropriate and most rewarding approach. However, when we are interacting with you, we also respond in an instinctive fashion, so that we do and say things which appeal to you. Chief amongst this, of course, is the capacity to mirror. We have to do this, as I have explained elsewhere, which means that with the default setting of needing to mirror, we automatically respond in a way which is appealing to you. We respond in a similar way to your likes and dislikes, and it is a natural reaction which flows from this intrinsic requirement to mirror you. It often just happens, because that is how we have been programmed. Be in no doubt that during those early engagements with us, that everything we do with you is designed to lure you in. Of course, we are drawing fuel from your enthusiastic replies to our passionate text messages, from that broad smile when you see us, as you have been waiting in a bar for us, or from your delight when we surprise you with a gift. This positive fuel that you provide keeps telling us that we are right to keep laying down the bait, creating that trail of breadcrumbs that leads you into our world, and then we close the portal behind you, keeping you there once you have become embedded. None of these actions, compliments, gestures, or activities are done just for the sake of doing it. We do not derive fun or enjoyment from taking you out for dinner, going rowing together, or playing a game of squash. We are drawing fuel and putting down the bait to trap you. That is all that matters. You might wonder, but surely you enjoy playing squash anyway, and it is doubly delightful to play squash with somebody whose company that you enjoy. It is a fair question, and of course is one asked from your viewpoint. You do things because you intrinsically enjoy the experience. You like to be with somebody because you find them caring, amusing, mentally stimulating, good at what they do which impresses you, and so on. None of that matters to us unless there is fuel attached to it. Might I enjoy playing squash? Yes. Why? To win and thus draw fuel from the other person, be it their praise at my prowess, admiration at the shots played, or irritation at having been beaten. Might I enjoy playing squash with you? Yes. Why? Because you are giving me fuel during the game, but moreover, it is because I know you enjoy playing squash, and therefore I am using it as a bait in my seduction of you. There has to be a purpose. Everything we say to you, everything we do for you and with you, all of it, during seduction, must have the purpose of baiting you and providing us with fuel. It is not done just for the sake of doing it. That is an empty activity and a waste of our energy, which must be conserved and applied in the most effective way to continue to gain fuel. During seduction, these activities are carried out to lure you to us. That is the purpose. If the sentence or activity is not going to achieve that, there is no point to it. During this seduction, we want to spend so much time with you because you have something that we want, primarily fuel, but also those character traits and residual benefits. Those are the aims. You may be able to expound an excellent argument about the benefits of decriminalizing narcotics, but that is only of use to us as a character trait we might use for ourselves, or the fact we purposefully play devil's advocate so that your consternation as you continue to argue gives us fuel. You may well be mentally stimulating, but that is only relevant in the context that fuel, character traits, and residual benefits come with that mental stimulation also. The mental stimulation itself is not enough. This systematic baiting is necessary owing to the need for fuel. We have to have the certainty that you will give us fuel and be a fully functioning and reliable appliance. To secure this, we have to rely on baiting you, and it is not enough to rely on that which is already there. That poses too great a risk. It is necessary to maximize our chances. Thus we look for those who are the most susceptible, and then we deploy our array of manipulations to create the illusion which ensures the bait is taken. Yes, it might be the case that the more superior amongst us might well be able to secure your dedication to us without the embellishments and exaggerations, but why on earth would we take such a chance? Not when there is so much at stake. You may say, be yourself, and we would love you just the same. I have seen this written many times, and heard it too, but for many of our kind, that would be a fatal mistake. For others, more advanced and with existing talent, it is not enough to rely on this and take chances. The optimum outcome has to be achieved, and this means relying on luring you, attracting you, baiting you through falsity, fakery, and fabrication. When you have been repeatedly told you are not good enough, you are going to find someone else who is, aren't you?